This is a day in the life of a software engineer and my life as a founder of my new software, Bitbacker. Good morning. There's been a lot of progress made on the Bitbacker website, but the first thing we need to do in the morning is go to Starbucks and get a matcha latte for breakfast. Last episode, we were securing some of the servers and just started building out the logic to register and log in. So today I'm going to finish off the login system and hook up all of the UI forms with the login logic so that a user can come to the website, register an account and log in as well, and we'll have the final code for that process. In other exciting news, for the low price of £13, I'm now the proud owner of bitbacker.co, so that is going to be the final name for this project. And I've created another secret server for all of the crypto stuff that needs to be kept really safe and secure on the system. And this server is only going to talk to the original server via a private network, so it's never going to be exposed to the internet. I'm going to be creating all of the private keys and mnemonics for all of my crypto wallets offline, instead of using a service like a MyEtherWallet or MetaMask, just as an added layer of security so that these keys never touch anything that's connected to the internet. And the only time that they're strictly speaking ever really connected to the internet is through the secret server, which only has a private network connection to the regular backend server. It's 12 o'clock now, and I decided to take everyone out for high tea for lunch. I like to take a big break in the middle of my day when I'm doing development, because I find that I can only do maybe 2 or 3 hours of solid development work before my brain starts to get tired and I need a big break. It's a bit of a special occasion today as well, because my mum has come down to visit me for a few days, and whenever I get the chance to see her, it's always nice to do something a little bit special together. We went for high tea the weekend after the coronation of King Charles, so a lot of the cakes and sandwiches are coronation themed, including a little crown cupcake and also a scepter cupcake as well. Now I'm back in my office and there's a lot of work to do in securing the secret server, because this is the most critical part of the entire site. If this ever gets compromised, it means that everyone who has cryptocurrency in the website could lose their funds. So it's super important that this part of the website is watertight and there's no security vulnerabilities at all. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time making sure that this particular server is completely and fully robust, doesn't have any holes in it, and I'm going to do a lot of penetration testing as well, just to make sure that all my bases are covered. And right now, our URL bitbacker.co is not being used by our servers. So what we're going to do now is move the name servers from GoDaddy to Cloudflare, which is like basically one of the most trusted DNSs, and they offer a whole bunch of really awesome features like DDoS protection and things like that. And once the name servers have been changed, I can then point my server's IP address to Cloudflare through bitbacker.co, and then I can have bitbacker.co as the official URL for my server. My brother recently got a really adorable Cavalier King Charles Spaniel named Kirby, and it made me realize that I really wanted a dog for a long time, and so we've decided that we're also going to be getting a dog. And this is Alan. It's going to be our tiny little corgi puppy, and we receive him in a few weeks, so we've just gone on Amazon and bought a few necessities in preparation for having our little fur baby arrive at our home. And here are a couple of things that we've just received from Amazon. It's 5:30 now, and pretty much the end of the day for me when it comes to programming, although I might do a little bit when I get home from my Jiu-Jitsu class if I feel like it. I'm heading over to Sainsbury's now to get some food and vegetables for my new diet, because I'd like to compete at the end of the year, and to do that I need to lose about 8 kilograms to get into the weight class that I feel most comfortable in. So that means that my diet is mainly going to consist of salmon, vegetables and Greek yogurt, and basically anything that's high protein, low carb. I'm just in the first few days of this cutting journey, and so I'm feeling a little bit distracted and with a little bit less concentration than I normally have, and I think that's affecting the development life cycle of this project a little bit. But I think maybe after like a week or two, I'll get used to this new style of eating and I'll be able to get my concentration back and do a little bit more work on the app. 6:30 now, so I'm walking to my Jiu-Jitsu class, which starts at 7 o'clock, and this walk is about a 30-minute walk and one of the highlights of my day. I really like to think about the day just by myself while I'm walking to Jiu-Jitsu, think about all the tasks that I've completed and all of the things that I need to schedule in for tomorrow. It gives me some time to myself to step back and really think about how everything's going and think about some high-level ideas on what I might want to do to the app to improve it or to change it or do anything that I need to do to make the app more useful. It's a really exciting time for our Jiu-Jitsu school at the moment, because a lot of us are going to be competing in the next few weeks, and so we're doing takedown defense and headlock defense in this class. Basically, if someone grabs a single leg on you, how to stop them from taking you down, or how to defend the headlock if you're trying to take someone down and they put their arms around your neck. This is like a really common position you would get into, particularly a white belt, and so for all the white belts competing, it's a really important drill to be practicing. And I would really like to compete again, maybe at the end of the year, but as a new blue belt, belt, I don't feel like I'm quite there yet with my skill level compared to other competitive blue belts. And so I want to get a little bit more mat time in, maybe 100 or 200 more hours this year before I compete at blue belt. Right now I'm taking my classes super seriously. I'm probably doing anywhere between 2 and 3 hours of Jiu-Jitsu a day, and I'm doing a private class, sometimes 2 private classes per week with the coach Courtney, because I really would like to improve. And I think that if I lost all of my matches again at blue belt, I think that would be like a super demoralizing thing to happen to me. And so I'm really making sure that the next time I compete, I do really, really well, and hopefully I win. I thought it might be cool to talk through one of the roles I had today. And so this is my friend Harrison, who I train with. And let's have a look at the role that we had together. He's a white belt, so he's a little bit newer than me. But basically, we had a really good position here where we were basically just grip fighting a little bit, see who has the best grips. And then he grabbed my head and pulled guard. And this is exactly what we were learning in that class today. So I had the perfect opportunity to test out the new defense that we'd learned, which was basically to drive your shoulder into their chest and neck while you twist to make sure that you can get out of that position. And you can see I managed to get out without getting choked, which is good. And now he's trying to lock up some kind of triangle choke, but he overcommitted a little bit there at the end, and I've been able to now pass his guard, which essentially just means get past his legs, so he can't use his legs as a defense. And this is a dominant position for me and a slightly bad position for him, because now he doesn't have any legs protecting him from me flattening him out and using my weight on his body. And you can see there that I put an arm over his neck as well, so now he doesn't get any strength from his torso, and it means also he has less opportunities to turn to face me and also to turn away, because I have control of his neck. And what that means is basically he has way less opportunities to kind of use his legs to wrap them around me, or to sit up, or to twist, and that kind of thing, which gives me more of an opportunity to get into an even more dominant position. What I'm trying to do now is get both of my legs around Harrison's waist and get into what's known as a full mount position, which is an even more dominant position. And the idea behind this kind of series of moves is to get into a more and more dominant position, and then get into a position that's so dominant that they're basically useless and defenseless, and you have control to do anything you need to do from that position. I had a couple of other really good roles during this class, but I realized that I play a lot of guard in my jiu-jitsu, which means I start on my back and then I kind of let them get on top, and then I wrap them up with my arms and legs and with their own clothing, and then sweep them from there. When that's all well and good, and I think that that's probably like the best part of my game, but I really need to kind of get an entire broad range of skills in jiu-jitsu, and probably try to start more matches from standing, just to get some more skills for takedowns and takedown defense and things like that, because when I compete, I'm definitely going to be starting all of my matches standing, and so those skills are really important to have, particularly at blue belt, when there's a really wide range of skill sets between the people competing. You're going to have all of these 18-year-old blue belts who've been training since they were like 6 and only just got their blue belt, because you have to be 16 to get your blue belt. And then you have like the old dads like me who go in and they're in their 30s and they're not in their peak prime anymore. And so it's good to have a fully well-rounded game before we hop in, and just to make sure that I'm prepared for the competition. But when you take something really seriously, it's amazing how much progress you can make in just a short period of time. Like, because I've been doing 1 class or 2 classes a day for about 6 months now, the amount of experience I've gained in that short period of time is about as much experience I would have gained over the entire 3.5 years that I was training before. So I'm really glad that I've taken it super seriously and made those gains over the last 6 months. Time to head home now, and I think we got so much work done on the Bitbacker website. We now have the URL, so there's no chance that someone else is going to purchase it. It's hooked up to the website. We've made a secret server. We've installed all of the necessary operating systems and Apache and all those kind of things to that system. We have some secret private keys for all of the crypto storage for people that are sending crypto into the site to pay for subscriptions and things like that. And so there's a lot of things now coming together. The next episode is going to be really exciting as well, because we're going to be doing some front end work on the website. Right now we have a nice template, but the template doesn't make sense for what we're building. It's basically a template for a hotel. But what it does have is lots of dashboards and lots of components that we're going to be able to use to make all of the components that we need and all the pages that we need on the website. So I think the first thing I'm going to do tomorrow is make a dashboard, which will be basically like a creator's profile. So for example, if you're subscribed to Mr. Beast, you'll head over to like the Mr. Beast profile on Bitbacker, and that'll be where you can subscribe and you can see all of the exclusive content that he's offering on the platform. So make sure if you're enjoying the content to hit that like button and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And then hopefully when my next video comes out, you'll be able to see that in your notifications. And that's pretty much it for this video. Please leave some comments as well if you have any questions about Bitbacker, or if you'd like to get an early peek or anything like that. And anyone who's interested in potentially developing this along with me, I'd be more than happy to gather a small team together and start doing this as a project collaboratively. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.